Hi all, welcome to the second game week episode of Let's Talk FPL Strategy, your weekly tips for the FPL team. In this video, we will be seeing how I fared with my team in game week one, then what are all the transfer thoughts I have in my mind, and then I will be sharing my game week two team as well as I'll be sharing details about all the fixtures that will happen in game week two so that you are able to have a better idea on whom to captain as well as which players to take. So in game week one, my goalkeeper Ederson had a clean sheet as well as a bonus point, which made sure he got seven. So with respect to goalkeeper, I had a really good game week there. With respect to defense, Liverpool, I was expecting them to keep a clean sheet, but they conceded two goals so that TA got a negative point also. So he ended up with one. Cancelo and Gabriel both had a clean sheet and they had 7 points. And then Alt Nuri, unfortunately, he also had a own goal along with the goals conceded, which meant his overall final tally itself was a negative. So he ended up with a -1. So defensively, it was you can say it's a 50% hit rate. But again, FPL is a marathon, so I'm still happy with my defense. With respect to midfield, only Salah and Saka performed Saka with an assist and Salah with a goal and assist. He also got two bonus points. And luckily for me, I captained Salah for that game week. And both my forwards blanked and they got the default 2 points. My bench was not good also. Ward, the only saving is he starts as expected and he got 1 point after conceding two goals. Andreas again started and Nico Williams also started. So overall, I ended up with 59 game week points, which is slightly above the average, which is just 57 points. So this is my game week one score. And let me I was planning for a transfer before I created a team for game week one itself, and that was Kane. So the reason behind that is Kane is generally a slow starter, but I preferred Kane over Holland mainly because I was not sure how much Holland will play for the current Man City team, whether he will start or whether he will not play for a longer duration. But his two goals and the second week game week fixture meant I went with my plan of transferring Kane to Holland. If you see, Holland is having really good fixtures, and he also scored 13 points in the first game week with his two goals. He might not score goals every week, and his points are dependent on goals, but definitely he will score goals in most of the games. So that's why I'm going him over Kane, who traditionally is a slow starter with respect to FPL. And look, initially, I took him for the game week one based on his preseason form and his 19-minute playing time confirmed. But looks like he's following his usual steps. And the second game week is against Chelsea, where his record is even more poor. We will see that a little later. So the only transfer I'm doing this game week is I'm moving Kane to Holland. And just to give a data, the thought whatever I had looks like majority of the teams also have similar thoughts. You can see Holland as the player who most people have brought in, followed by Zinchenko, Mitrovic, Kulusevski, and Martinelli. These five people are the people with uh, maximum transfer in done during this game week. And look at their prices. All of them have already got increased by 0.1. Luckily for me, I during the Man City game itself, I did the Kane to Holland transfer. Or else, if you see from this table, Holland has already gone to 11.6 and Kane has dropped to 11.4. So it's not a direct swap anymore. Like if you're trying to transfer late, or if you are trying to do this transfer in the coming weeks. Uh, Kane, as discussed earlier, is the maximum player sold, followed by Jesus. Jesus didn't have any output in the game week one, but I think that is little bit far-fetched. But We never know. Sometimes people might have to do this to like bring in Mitrovic instead of Jesus and get that 2 million to upgrade some other position. So Jesus is the second most transferred player, followed by Perisic, who didn't start for Tottenham, and then like Son and Cash. So Tottenham had like three players who have been like dropped. Maybe it might have been a plan too, because like game week 2 is a difficult fixture for Tottenham, and maybe it is a strategy by everybody. So now, like this is something like I want to add as a difference maker from my side, so that you are able to like take a calculated decision on your transfers and captains, or like your planning of your starting 11 also. See, what I will do is like I will take all the 10 fixtures of a particular game week if they have played in last year. Like say the newly promoted team would not have played last year. So other than that, like all the other 7 games, right, where like 7 or like 7 plus games, where like the games were played last year, I will be giving you the result of the last year as well as the goal scorer details, and then like any trends in those games. Like if you see the last season results, like Aston Villa defeated Everton 3-0 with goals from Cash, Digne, and Bailey. Everton, like if you see in the last 6 matches against Aston Villa, that is in the last 3 years, they have just scored 2 goals against Aston Villa with no DCL available for them. Like most probably Rondon might be the striker this week. Uh, this looks like this trend might continue. So there are good chances for uh, Aston Villa defenders like to get good points in this coming game week. And if you see, even last year, Cash Dignity, the defenders have scored also. So if you are going to take an Aston Villa player for this game week, it's always better to take a defender based on the trends we see. Next is Arsenal versus Leicester City. Like the last season result was like 2-0 in favor of Arsenal, with one goal from Partey and the other goal from Lacazette. One thing to note here is like last year, both the games Arsenal won like by 2 goals margin, or you can say 2-0 margin. And one other interesting trend or stat which I could see in the last three Premier League fixtures between Arsenal and Leicester City is Leicester City have always conceded at least one set piece goal against Arsenal in those 3 games. Like 2 times, like the defender scored from a corner, and the last one was from Party from an header. And then, like, one common trend is like what he always scores against Arsenal. That is true. He has like 11 goals and one assist against Arsenal, which is his highest. His next highest is like 10 goals against Liverpool. But the interesting fact is, like, in the last 3 matches against Arsenal, he has just scored one goal, which coincidentally is the period where Arsenal has a strong defense after a long period. So looks like even though Vardy is a regular tormentor for Arsenal, the last few years, like Arsenal have always been like have always won the water battle against him. So I'll still say like take an Arsenal defender uh, who has more chances in both offensive and defensive part based on the current trends. Brighton versus Newcastle, like the last season, this game ended with a 1-1 draw. The goal scorers were Trossard and Aiden. One thing to note here is traditionally, right, this fixture, like till like the last 2 years, like was always most of the matches were like either 0-0 or a 1-0 result. But the last 4 games, right, they add like 11 goals like scored, which is like equivalent to 3 goals per game. So it might be a goal fest, or it might be a very boring 0-0-1-0 result. Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Like last season, Bournemouth was not playing in the Premier League, so we don't have that data. But if you see the trends, right, Manchester City has scored 30 goals in the last 10 games versus Bournemouth. The goals are split across every player, like every position. So, like you can have any of the players from the City team. Interesting to note is even though they've scored 30 goals, they've also kept 5 clean sheets in the last 10 games against Bournemouth. So, on an average, if you see this is like a 3-0 game, like for City regularly. So, both from the offensive and defensive point, like there are chances for City to get maximum points in this fixture. Southampton versus Leeds United. The last season result was like 1-0, the goal scorer being Broja. When I was doing analysis of these two teams' fixture, the interesting trend which I saw is in the last 11 meetings, 9 times the tried, the team winning has kept a clean sheet. Mostly this is a low scoring affair, and 1-0 wins are common. And if you see like in the nine games where the team winning, keeping the clean sheet, Leeds has won 5 times and Southampton has 4 times. So we never know on that day which team will be the one who will keep the clean sheet. But you can bet on like the Leeds or a Southampton defender, like if they are if you want to bring them as part of your rotation strategy. Wolves versus Fulham. Again, Fulham is like promoted this season. So, like, no data about their last year's game. But the interesting trend between these two teams is like the last 4 games, Wolves has like scored just 4 goals, and Fulham has scored just 1 goal. Like 3 games, Wolves has won 1-0, the other game was a 1-1 draw. So, this is going to be a game where there will be lack of goals for sure. And like even if there is a goal, it will be just like a one goal for one of the team. So if you want to take anybody from Wolves or Fulham, it's time to take the defenders for this game week. Brentford versus Manchester United, they met for the first time in Premier League last year. The away game result for Manchester United was a 3-1 win with Elanga, Greenwood, and Rashford scoring for United, and Ivan Tony scoring the goal for Brentford. Last year, Manchester United won both their home and away games by scoring 3 goals. So United likes to play against Brentford and likes to score against him. So trust on your United midfielders and forwards like to help you get the goals this time too. Nottingham Forest and West Ham. This is a very interesting game week fixture. Nottingham Forest is promoted this year, and they have not played West Ham or any of the teams in the 21st century in the Premier League. They have played them in like say Carling Cup or FA Cup, but not in the Premier League. So whenever West Ham and Nottingham Forest have met in any of the other tournaments, even West Ham has moved to Championship and they played Nottingham Forest in Championship in the 21st century. Even if you take that games or any of the other tournaments, right, they have always been goal fest. So this game, I expect a lot of goals to be scored. Chelsea was Tottenham. How Tottenham has their as Manchester City in their pockets, Chelsea has Tottenham similarly in their pockets. Last season result was a 2-0 with Ziyech and Diego Silva. The trends are the one which is surprising for me. Spurs or Tottenham have just scored only 1 goal in their last 7 Premier League games against Chelsea. Kane, after the 2015-16 season, has just scored 1 goal against Chelsea with no assist at all. Son, in all the 15 matches he has played against Chelsea, has just scored 2 goals with 0 assists. So both Son and Kane have, as well as Tottenham and Spurs, they all have a very bad record against Chelsea. So expect Chelsea defenders to keep clean sheets and Chelsea to win this game. And Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, like again a goal first game, where we had seen in the past 7-0 very recently. The last season result was also like a 3-0 with goals from Mane, Salah, and Keita. As I said, this is always a goal first with respect to Liverpool. Liverpool has scored 25 goals against Crystal Palace in the last 7 games. Even though they score goals in abundance, they doesn't concede goal at all. Liverpool has conceded just 1 goal in the last 5 Premier Leagues against Crystal Palace. And to add to that, Salah has 7 goals and 6 assists in the last 7 games against Crystal Palace. The, whenever he has played against Crystal Palace, he has either scored or he has either assisted, in the last 3-4 years. So Salah is a big captaincy choice because he plays in home as well as his record against Crystal Palace is close to an impossible record when it comes against record against a particular team. So with that, right, I had to make a decision on who is my captain. My team formation is exactly the same as like last year, with the bench player exactly the same. I have Ederson as my goalkeeper, TAA, Cancelo, Gabriel, and Altmuri as my defenders. Salah, Saka, Diaz, and Bailey as my midfielders, and Jesus and all that as my uh, strikers. In this, like I had a dilemma who to captain out of Salah and Ireland. Ireland, definitely this is going to be Manchester City first home game as well as they are playing against Bournemouth where they scored 30 goals. So he'll definitely score goals. So it was between him and Salah. And Salah's record against Crystal Palace, he has always should have scored goals against him. And that is also being their first home game of this season. I've gone with Salah this time, though it was a very close call with Holland. My bench is still the same for Williams, Andrews, and Kane. So this game week, I had done one transfer, Kane to Ireland, and my squad value at the moment is like 100.1 because I moved Ireland before his price got increased. Like now, his price has been increased in my team. Thanks everyone. Like if you like this video, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe this channel so that you get regular videos from my channel. And please click on the notification bell icon too if you like the video from this channel. Please oh, like uh, provide your feedback in the comment section, as well as if you want to know any details about any particular player or any other information needed to be given in this video, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make sure they are all taken into account in the next video. Thank you, everybody.